has a little bit of a wind.
In less than 24 hours, a weak storm turned into something capable of wiping out an entire island. Winds near 300 kilometers per hour, pressure collapsing like a massive vacuum, homes disappearing, no way out, and the most terrifying part, no one had time to prepare. Imagine you were in Saipan at that moment. The wind begins to scream, not like normal wind, but like metal being torn apart. The air feels heavy, hard to breathe. Pressure drops. Your ears start to ache. Doors shake violently. Walls begin to crack, and then everything breaks.
This is right now.
April 9th, 2026. A small disturbance formed over the western Pacific. At first, just a weak rotating cluster of clouds, no major alerts, no clear signs of danger. But beneath the ocean, sea surface temperatures reach nearly 30 degrees Celsius and the warm water extends deep below the surface. This matters because storms don't just need warm water on top. They need continuous energy from below. A nearly unlimited fuel source is now feeding the system. Within just 24 hours, wind speeds increased by over 110 kilometers per hour. This is known as rapid intensification. It happens when ocean temperatures are unusually high, upper-level winds remain stable. Nothing disrupts the storm's structure. When these align, the storm strengthens exponentially. But for people on the ground, it means no time, no preparation, no evacuation, and everything begins to spiral out of control. And Sinlaku is still getting stronger. The storm reaches its peak, winds near 300 kilometers per hour. Pressure drops below 900 hectopascals. A perfectly defined eye forms. This is the signature of a fully developed system, a massive heat engine. This is no longer weather. This is a destructive force. Air becomes impact. Debris turns into high-speed projectiles. At this level, even reinforced structures begin to fail. April 14th. Sinlaku makes landfall on Saipan, not gradually, but instantly. Winds at 280 kilometers per hour. Within seconds, roofs are torn away. Windows shatter under pressure. Power poles collapse across the island. But that's not all. Storm surge rises from 1.5 to 2.5 meters. Combined with waves, the damage multiplies. Water pushes deep inland. Vehicles are swept away. Entire neighborhoods are flooded. Streets disappear. There is no longer a line between land and sea. Rain falls relentlessly, over 600 millimeters in a short time. Drainage systems fail. Flash flooding spreads rapidly. And in that moment, many families have only minutes to decide: stay or run. But the disaster does not end there. Guam avoids a direct hit, but still suffers from the outer bands. Winds over 100 kilometers per hour, sustained high waves, localized flooding. This proves something critical. You don't need to be in the eye to be devastated. Before Saipan, Sinlaku passed through Micronesia. Severe damage occurred, but it received little attention. These islands often lack strong infrastructure, early warning systems, rapid recovery resources, so when disaster hits, the impact lasts far longer. A state of emergency is declared. FEMA deploys, rescue teams mobilize, aid begins to arrive, but there is always a gap. Response comes after impact, and that gap is where the most damage happens. Sinlaku is not just dangerous because of its strength, but because of its speed. In the past, you had 48 to 72 hours to prepare. Now, sometimes less than 24 hours. That changes everything. Less time to evacuate, less time to prepare, more room for mistakes, and risk rises faster than ever before. Do not wait for warnings. By the time they arrive, it may already be too late. Preparation must happen earlier. Leaving sooner is always safer. A few hours can decide survival. Distance does not protect you. Outer bands can still destroy. The most vulnerable places suffer the most. And finally, knowledge can save your life. If a storm can intensify in 24 hours, how much time do you think you have to escape? Follow natural destruction, because next time it could be where you live. Remember this. Nature does not wait for you to prepare, and after Sinlaku, your time is less than you think.